gonna react to Story Booth. So yeah.
I live in Florida, and I'm sure you heard about the Stoneman Douglas High School shooting yesterday. Yesterday was Valentine's Day, and basically I had some friends in that school.
Whoa.
Sorry. The shooter was 19 years old, and one of my friends ended up getting shot, and she died in the shooting, and it's really hard for me. Her name was Jamie. I knew her since I was really little. She was like 3 grades higher than me. She would always give me free candy. She was a freshman in high school. Her first year of an experiment that's supposed to be great ended up in a tragedy. So like I was saying, Jamie, she passed away. She got shot. And her dead body is all over the internet, the news, Snapchats, Instagram, social medias.
Whoa.
That dead body you saw go viral was her on the floor in a pile of blood, all dead. And today is the memorial for the Stoneman Douglas High School. For all those victims who got hurt, for all the ones who died, all the ones who are in critical condition. I've been crying non-stop because, it's just a really hard situation to deal with when somebody that you knew for a really long time just passes away like that. It's just really tough to deal with. But I know Jamie is in a better place. She's happier, she's safer, and hopefully God has his hands down on the families that are suffering, the victims that are fighting for their lives. And hopefully nothing like this will ever happen again.
Whoa, that's sad, guys. But if you were her, I think you will cry a lot because that's very sad. And yeah, so yeah.
It was when I was 8 years old when I realized I shouldn't take life for granted. I was diagnosed with AML, high-risk foot-through leukemia, with a 5% chance of living. Before I was diagnosed, I was very adventurous. I loved to get out of the house and do stuff.
Hey, me too!
When I had cancer, I couldn't do any of that stuff, but sit in the bed for 200 days straight. I was so eager to get out and do stuff, giving anything just to go out and adventure. I was told that I might die, and I didn't want to die this young. I wanted to go out and explore the world. 1 year later, I was finally in remission, and I was released to be a normal kid. Right away, I went with my friend to go explore. I decided to create a YouTube channel, The Adrenaline Bros, to share my story. I now don't take life for granted. Time flies, so don't waste your time. Remember, live life to the fullest.
Well, that was short. Well, it has a moral in the story. And the moral in the story is that live life to the fullest. So yeah, I guess.
My brother wasn't the nicest person, but we loved each other. And over time, he developed severe depression. One day, I was on a class trip, and I was having fun. So we had just finished up for the day, and we were at dinner. And the teacher got a phone call, and her eyes just got a look of terror. And she just pulled me aside and told me that your brother has been found in the bathroom with his wrist slit.
my eyes just filled with tears. I went home from the trip early, and I didn't get to see him. They said I shouldn't have to see him like it. I went to his funeral, and everyone there was crying. We opened his casket so everyone could see him one last time and say goodbye, and I couldn't go over there. I kind of just had a mental breakdown right then and there at his funeral. I just had to leave and go home. I couldn't take it. I didn't get to see him being buried. I would just lay in my room, not come out, and my mom would bring me food and be like, try to eat this, honey. And I would tell her, but I never really ate it. I lost a total of 30 pounds during that time. Eventually, I started to come out more and kind of got to the fact that he was gone. We boarded up his room, and we never went in there. I didn't go to school for about 3 months, and when I finally did, everyone would just stare at me and look at me and just say, she's really here, and I can't believe she actually came here. I started talking to a therapist because my doctor recommended that. My mom just did everything she could to help me and my sister get through it. One day I saw my mom talking to a guy, and he said, okay, so we're going to put the wall right here. And it turns out they were going to board up my brother's room permanently by putting another addition to the wall. I didn't want that to happen, so I told my mom no, but she told me they were going to do it anyway. But before they put up the wall,
Whoa,
I went in
that's
there,
sad.
and I took everything out of the room that I wanted to remember him by. The main thing that I wanted to take was one of his best hockey trophies. My brother loved hockey, and he had a great trophy that he got to take home after they won the championship. I saw the trophy, and it sits in my room, staring at me, just taunting me. A lot of the times I walk to the cemetery where he's buried, and I just sit there and talk to him, I guess. I still miss him, and every day I just think, what could I have done?
So, and that's called How Do You Make Kids Stop Bullying Me? So, if you guys already have experienced bullying, so yeah.
When I went to middle school, it's when bullying really started to hit me. I used to be called names, I got cyberbullied a lot, and it made me feel really bad. After I survived middle school, I finally started getting into my near freshman years, and the bullying and cyberbullying gets way, way worse than it was. I used to get called really offensive names. I got picked on for no apparent reason. People made me feel really bad about myself. And I see people at my school doing things to themselves, like wanting to commit suicide, and then seeing them cut themselves with knives on their arms and legs. And it made me feel really bad. And then when I'm thinking about doing it, I'm like, no, I'm not going to do it. So I just forget about all those mean thoughts. But the bullying continues over and over again. One day, we were playing kickball, and while I was running to a base, a kid accidentally ran into me. I fell to the floor and hit my head straight on the ground. When I hit the ground, I blacked out for a little while, and I woke up and I started crying because it really, really hurt. Turns out I went to the doctor and I had a concussion. I almost broke the orbital bone around my eye. So after that, I just kind of played it off, and I'm like, hey, I got a concussion. I mean, look at my face. I actually got bullied a lot for it. I got called names. A kid made a really bad post about it, and he said, this is what an unathletic kid looks like. And I was really upset. I used to fake being sick to go home just so I can go and lay in my room or just not go to school or cry or something like that. And when I try to do stuff, like, none of the teachers would do anything for me. They would just, say, we'll just give them a warning, and, if they stop, then it's good, right? No, it never stopped, and it's still going on. I still get bullied almost every day, and I wish it would stop sometime soon, but I don't think it's going anywhere.
So that is also okay.
Oh my god, and we totally jumped off the cliff and had to swim all the way to shore because the dog chased us all the way to the end.
3 years ago. I was in 5th grade, and there was a Valentine's Day dance. So I had this group of friends of 6 people, 3 girlfriends and me and 2 guy friends. And I had a crush on one of the guys in our group. His name was Jack. And nobody asked anybody to the dance. 3 girlfriends and me and 2 guy friends. And I had a crush on one of the guys in our group. His name was Jack.
So you read first.
Nobody asked anybody to the dance or anything. We just kind of all went as a group. And it was pretty fun. We danced for most of the night. They had like movies running and the gym and stuff, and it was like really fun. And then the 2 guys went over to go like at the punch table or whatever. Immediately, all 3 of my friends turned to me and are like, "Okay, so who do you like?" And I'm like, "Oh no," because at the time, like I said, I had a huge crush on Jack, and I almost asked him to the dance, but I chickened out at the last moment. I had the note written, almost put it in his locker, and I'm like, "Okay, no." I then looked at them, I'm like, oh, what? Turning super duper red, and I'm like, oh, nobody, and then they're like, come on, we know you better than that. So eventually, they blackmailed me into some stuff, and they got it at me. And then my one friend, let's call her Ivana, well, that's her name, so, went over to them and was just like, "Hey, Isabel," and then I rush in, like, literally, like, Olympic style running, pretty sure I could have won an award there, and just bowled her right over. I didn't actually knock her over, I just kind of, just gently smashed into her and knocked her out of the way. Just grabbed her hand and ran right back to the dancing area. I was like, do not even think about telling him. Eventually, she slipped away from me, and I'm pretty sure she told him. Yeah. And then the rest of the night was kind of weird because all 3 of my friends were like, "Oh, that was just a prank and stuff." And then Ivana was like, "Yeah, it was just a prank." So I don't know if he really believed it was a prank or not. But we were good. Everything was fine. I even got to dance with him. And yeah, it was cool. So yeah, I guess that was my Valentine's Day dance fiasco thing.
So guys, it's sad news, so I'm gonna say bye to you. So bye. See you in the next video.